So before we get into the nitty gritty of the Georgia game, let's hit on that a little bit. I mean, what are your vibes on Josh Heupel? Do you think he's short term, long term? What's the overall vibe?
Long term.
I hope he's long term. I'm hoping that the Chip Kelly motto goes. Chip Kelly was great in college, terrible in the NFL. So I think Heupel knows where he is his strongest, and that is recruiting, and that is college football. If any college football coach was going to be successful in the NFL, I feel like it would have been Nick Saban, and then he laid an egg in Miami. So, yeah, I hope the hype train stays at Tennessee. I think he knows where he's the strongest, and that's at college football.
Yeah, I mean, the ace in the hole's got to be Danny White, right? Isn't that his name, the AD?
Mm-hmm.
That's his buddy. It's the guy that brought him in. They make a good team, right? That's our best chance. And then, of course, the almighty dollar. We're going to have to pay the man Saban plus money.
They will.
You know, and of course, I mean, how often have you heard of somebody getting 2 extensions in 1 year? Because he's about to. Right, They extended him, I think, after the 4th game of the season, 4th or 5th game of the season. He's definitely getting another one by the end. Of
they're going to extend that whole staff. Like everybody on that staff is going to get raises for sure.
I won't release sources, but I've definitely heard that money will not be an object for this coaching staff. And I mean, beyond that, just the track record of good NCAA and SEC, especially football coaches going to the NFL, just stay where you're going to do well, stay where you're going to be on top and where you're going to shine, outshine your peers.
I think the NIL has changed the landscapes for coaches leaving too. Once you've established that money pipeline, you're recruiting at a different level now, in a different way. You are recruiting like a business now. And once you have that pipeline in the region, I think because it's no longer who's the best at hiding it, right, Alabama. It's, who can get away with doing it above table in a new landscape. And you saw, was it Lincoln Riley left Oklahoma to go to a dismal USC program who's practically in the dumpster for USC terms, and he had Oklahoma humming and drumming. So you don't see people doing that, and the NIL changed things. So if we can pony up the money and he's building what he's building for the first time, Heupel won't leave unless there's something on his bucket list that we don't know about. He's building something, and I expect him to stay.
I will say this. He always just strikes me as a very genuine person. Every time I've heard him talk, he's very transparent. Now, he's not hyperbolic. He doesn't exaggerate things. He's very even keel. He's very level. But when he speaks, I believe what he says. And I've never had any reason to believe that he's using double speak or he really means something else. So when he says that he loves it in Knoxville and he loves this team and he loves competing every weekend with his players, I honestly believe that. And I agree with you guys. I think he's here for a while. I don't know what that's going to mean. Obviously, anything can happen. I'm not going to pretend like we can predict the future, but I think he is happy here. I think he loves what they're building. And when he gets his guys in and they're rolling, man, this is going to be fun. This is going to be really fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun.